What happens when a sandstorm suddenly appears in the middle of the desert? Well, I hope you're having a great day, cause it's time again for this week's episode of Odd News Weekly, the show that talks about the craziest news on the internet. This week we have crazy stories like this Estonian play that does Romeo and Juliet, except the actors are heavy machinery, and you have to stay to the very end to hear about the rock that's making its way to Earth, because it might just be an alien mothership. So strap in for another amazing episode here only at Odd News Weekly. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe, you know we really appreciate that. And let's get right into the news, starting with story number 1. Watch this tornado appear out of nowhere. The first news story of the day is about this person who uploaded this video of this tornado when he got up close and personal with it. And this thing just appeared out of nowhere in the middle of the desert. Apparently, this thing isn't a full tornado just yet, and some people call it a dust devil, but it's still really crazy to see this thing really up close. People started walking away from it, but I'm kind of surprised that they didn't run away for their lives. I mean, we don't really have these tornadoes where I live. I would be running away as soon as I see that thing. That thing looks scary. But luckily it fizzled out after, so no one got hurt. But it's crazy to see this thing up close. I mean, it's scary. It's a good thing we don't have those out here where I live. But if you're from Kansas, well, just another Tuesday afternoon, I guess. If you guys have something like this where you live, let us know down below, because for me, that's a crazy sight. I would be freaking out. I can't get used to that. I could not get used to that. Speaking of something I can't get used to, story number 2. This festival, they served 13,000 tacos in a single hour. There was a festival in Mexico that broke all types of cooking world records, including most tacos served in a single hour, largest stir fry, and largest frying pan in the world. I know I usually make fun of world records here on this show, but this is actually really impressive. I mean, they cooked 5,000 pounds of meat and served it to 10,000 attendees. Man, why didn't I hear about this? I wish I could have gone myself. 5,000 pounds of meat, that sounds like a party to me. And you'll love to hear it because apparently the leftovers were all donated to food banks in the area. It's a win for everybody, especially the people who got to have some tacos. 13,000 tacos in 1 hour, damn, I'm jealous. Looks like everyone's walking away happy from this one, except the guy who had to do dishes. Because that's the largest frying pan in the world. How do you fit it into a sink? How do you clean it? I don't understand. I don't know. Sounds like he would have a bad day. I worry for his sanity, you know. But what do you think? How many tacos would you be able to eat in an hour? Maybe that's a world record I should go for. And speaking of going for it, this hockey mom jumps into an ice rink to scream at the ref. You know how moms will do anything for their kids? Well, this mom certainly took it a little bit too far because she jumped into the middle of the ice rink during a hockey match in Prague. Apparently, she jumped in because she was unhappy at how this game was being officiated. And people in the comments were going crazy at how embarrassing this was for her son, calling her a Czech Karen and how embarrassing it must have been to see your mom getting escorted off of the ice by security. Yikes. But apparently her son's team was trailing 0-9, so maybe, valid crash out? And also, what is it about hockey that makes people so violent and angry? I don't understand. I don't really watch hockey. Can someone let me know why hockey makes you mad all the time? And also, what would you do if your mom jumped into the ice? I wouldn't know what to do. I would just run away. I'd run away personally. I would hide from everybody. But that's my take. But speaking of yikes, college kids are getting $20,000 dorm room makeovers? Have a look at this really nicely designed dorm room by Shelly Gates, whose design firm has gone viral for college dorm room makeovers. Apparently, these can cost from $500 to $20,000. Why? And Shelly even said someone out there might be spending $100,000 because apparently people spend that on a birthday party, so why not spend that on a dorm room that you'll be living in for 9 months? Well, let me give you the answer, Shelly. The answer is poverty. College is the time where most people are the brokest in their entire life, so I don't imagine how there are some people who could just be spending that much money on a dorm room where they could just move out after a year. Wild. The internet is really crazy these days. We got some people complaining about prices of necessities like eggs, and meanwhile, other people are just spending $20,000 to $100,000 on dorm room makeovers. So what's going on here? What's going on? It's eggs versus dorm room makeovers. What's going on? Some people have too much money, and some people don't have enough. Well, 2025, am I right? Yeah, exciting. Would you pay for a dorm room like this? Let us know in the comments below. I personally would never. I just need a TV, a chair, and a box of pizza. That's it. That's all I need. I'm good. And moving on to the next story. This indigenous woman won an ultramarathon with no marathon experience or equipment. In this week's edition of A Built Different, this woman from Mexico dressed up in traditional garb, only wore sandals, and somehow was still able to win this ultramarathon that was 63 kilometers long. And apparently the reason for this is she's a member of the Raramuri people, which can be translated to light-footed ones. And for these people, running is spiritual and tied to their hunting roots. So I guess you could say she was built for this, because even without all the gear, the new training methods, she was still able to beat everyone handily. I guess some people are really built for specific things, like this woman in running, and Asians in math.
Emotional, damn it!
But congratulations, Candelaria, you are a specimen. Would you be able to run a marathon in sandals? I don't think so. I think you'd start crying by the 3rd kilometer. I definitely would. I wouldn't last 5 seconds. But on the topic of no way, this theater in Estonia has construction vehicles as actors. In this week's edition of Estonia's Kino Theater had the strangest iteration of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, with heavy machinery as their actors and a limestone quarry as a set. Romeo was represented by a rally truck, and Juliet was represented by a red Ford pickup truck. Of course, when you think of the name Juliet, you'd think of a red Ford pickup truck. Exactly. And the climactic battle of the play was represented by 2 excavators dangling buckets in front of each other. Yes, emotional. Very climactic and emotional. I don't know. And there were machines, so they couldn't really talk. So, I'm so confused. Why would you buy tickets to this? That's my question. Who bought tickets? But apparently people bought tickets, so I don't know. Apparently the Kino Theater in Estonia is looking for a way to push boundaries when it comes to theater. And they're definitely doing that. But is it entertaining? I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, maybe next time they'll try something new. But why? That's my question. My question is why? I'm really confused. Why? I don't get it. Maybe I don't understand art. Maybe. I don't know. Which brings us to the next story of the day. This man waited 17 years for this whiskey, only to be completely disappointed. You ever wonder what happens when you keep liquor for a really long time? If it gets better or it gets worse? And if it actually does get better with age? Well, this guy on Reddit posted about a bottle of Johnny Walker Green Label that he got from 2008, and when he finally opened it up, the cork crumbled and disintegrated, and everything was a mess, and it's sad, and it's depressing. Yikes. Imagine waiting 17 years to finally drink this, only to have it completely ruined by bits of cork in your whiskey. He apparently had to strain the whiskey to get rid of the bits of cork, and when he finally tasted it, he said it tasted nice, but it wasn't worth 17 years of waiting. He recommends to turn your bottles every now and then so the cork keeps hydrated, and to just drink what you have now, because it's what you got and you should enjoy it. Honestly, I really wonder why people want their liquor to age. I want to get drunk right now, so I don't know why I would wait 17 years to get drunk. That's my question. Just get drunk now. What do you think? Do you guys do this with your drinks? Do you wait for it to age on the countertop? Let me know if it actually does make it better, but I don't think so. I think it would be better if you just got drunk right now. That's what I think. And speaking of things that aren't worth it, if you thought your commute was hard, this guy has to row a boat through the river to get to work. We all heard about our parents talking about how difficult it was to get to school when they were younger. But this guy, Tom Lutz, has the ultimate craziest commute to work ever. He rides his bike from his house in New Jersey all the way to the riverbank while carrying his foldable rowboat with him. That's right, you heard me right, a foldable rowboat. Then he folds his bike in half, he opens up his foldable rowboat, he puts his bike in his rowboat, and then he starts rowing across the river to get to New York. And then when he gets across the city, he gets his bike out of his rowboat, he unfolds his bike, and then he rides his bike all the way to his office in New York City. Whew. Even just reading it made me tired. Imagine having to do it every single morning. I just won't wake up. I just won't wake up. I'll just sleep. I sleep. That's what I would do. He said trains and buses take way too long, so he decided to take things into his own hands. And I would rather wait 3 hours for a train than row a boat across the river to get to work. Are you crazy? What if he gets eaten by a shark on his way to work? Are there sharks in that river? I don't know. But oh well, more power to you, Tom. I hope you don't get shipwrecked on the way to work. I really do. But let us know what your morning commute looks like in the comments. Is it crazier than this, guys? Probably not. Next up for this week's edition of Whoa! Take a look at these pictures. Just kidding, they're not actually pictures. They're hand-drawn pencil portraits by the artist Kei Meguru. And her work is some of the best photorealism I've ever seen. They look so real that they honestly do look like black and white photos to me. And the skill it takes to draw these tiny little intricate details to make it photorealistic is nothing short of spectacular. It just sucks to know that AI is probably gonna steal this in 2 weeks. I don't like AI. But that's a different topic for a different time. Yeah, these are amazing. Just look at the fluid in this picture. It honestly looks so real. How do you make fluid look like that? Every time I try to draw water, it's just, I don't know, waves like that. I'm bad at drawing. I'm bad. Check out their art on Instagram and just prepare to look in awe because it really is that amazing. What do you think about this kind of art? Do you like this photorealistic style or do you like something more graphic and more cartoony? Let us know in the comments below. And now we reach the final story of this week's episode. There's something strange coming towards Earth. And it might not just be a space rock. It might be an alien mothership. Astronomers are saying that the newest and only third ever interstellar visitor into our solar system, a codenamed 3I/Atlas, yeah, that's its real name, 3I/Atlas. Apparently, it might just be a comet. But this famous Harvard astronomer, Avi Loeb, is saying that this might not just be any comet. It might just be an alien artifact. It might even be an alien mothership. Alien mothership, we're all gonna die! But seriously, he further said that humanity desperately needs a wake-up call and that there's a 40% chance of it being actual alien technology. Okay, this is some serious news, folks. I don't know if you guys get how serious this is. If there's a 40% chance that you get run over if you cross the street, you're not even gonna try to cross the street. That's how big these odds are. So we might actually see aliens in the near future, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't think I am. But then again, we're gonna have to do some more research and try to see what this thing really is. And we're gonna wait till it's close enough so we can fully observe it and find out for real if this is an alien thing or not. But hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's not. And then we'll be safe. And you know what that means? If we're all safe and we're all fine, next week we're gonna have another great episode of Odd News Weekly, because that's it for today's episode. I'm so happy that you guys made it to the very end of this week's episode of Odd News Weekly. I love having you guys here. Hi, say hi to the camera, say hi to your screen. I love you guys. Thank you guys for dropping by. Of course, let us know what your favorite stories are from this week, and don't forget to let us know all your thoughts in the comments down below. We'd love to have a conversation with you. So please, if you hear about any news, let us know. And make sure you don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. You know, that's really important so you don't miss anything, any videos from here on out. So do that. Make sure you do that. You did it, right? You did it. I can see you did it. Yeah, you did it. Good job. Thanks. Good job. So this has been Brick from Odd News Weekly. And remember, friends, stay odd. See y'all next week. Bye.